hope you are fine. So today we'll talk about input in Java, and in this chapter you will learn about the Ipo cycle, various Java commenting system, how to use the function argument, and most important thing is the input stream reader and the scanner class. So today you will learn how to collect the data, the input from a user by using standard libraries, and also you will learn about testing and debugging, and last but not the least, the type of errors. Okay, so let's start. So now we'll talk about IPO cycle. In our programming, this cycle is very important just because most of the programming it follows the same process or the same cycle, which is also known as IPO. IPO stands for input, process and output. When suppose take an example like I want to do a programming of salary calculation where I will get the basic salary from the user, and then I will try to calculate the HRA, DA, also the prop PF, then I will display how much he will get. Or maybe a program where I will do a discount calculations. So first I will collect the discount rate and the principal amount or the product amount, then I will try to calculate the discount. So in these two example you have seen, every time we are collecting the input first from the user, then we are just calculating the things, and after this we are just giving output. So here stands for IPO. So first we will take the input from the user, and secondly we will do the process of the data what we have taken as the input. Then with the processed data we will give some final output. So most of the program follows the same procedure or the same methodology. It is known as IPO. Now instead of computer programming, if you are thinking about a real world example just like a ATM, if you go to any ATM, then first you have to punch the card and you have to input your password and also maybe desired options like you want to withdraw the money or you want a mini statement or you want to know your balance. Then as soon as you give all the input, computer will process, or the program or the ATM will try to process with the data with its server, and finally after processing the data it will give you some output. So here is the process, here is the entire process how it is working, right? So most of the program it follows the IPO, where firstly we have to take the input, and second thing we have to process the data according to the problem or according to the situation, and then we have to give the output. So this is the IPO cycle you have to remember. And so most of the programming, the first page is the input. So that's why today we will try to learn what is the input, how to take input in Java. So before starting this chapter, I would like to give you a little flash of Java command system, how to write commands in Java and how useful it is. So let's get started. So I have opened the Bluej environment, and here maybe I'll write ch5 for chapter 5 definitely. And as soon as I open the program, you can see at the top of the program there is also a multi-line comment which is also known as documentations, because it is at the top of your program and it is a mini description about the program. So this is the way you have to write it, okay? And here you can see also like it's an instance variable, and it's a where we are initializing the instance variable, okay? And maybe here also one documentations of these functions, how it is and how actually it works, okay? So it's a basic or it's a demo code for you, you can make use of it. So now let's do one thing. Now let's do a real program with the thing. So In the matter of comment, one more thing I want to mention. This is a multi-line command and this is a single line command. Single line command you can just write like this, just give two slash forward slash and write it's my command. So actually if you are writing it after just giving two curly slash two sorry forward slashes, then computer will always skip this comment instead of reading it. Okay, so only humans can read this, computer will never read your comment. And it will be very useful when you will see your program maybe after 1 month or maybe later. So on that time you have to read the code once again. But if you have commented out your program, then without reading the code also, by reading your own comment, you will get the idea for why you have written this code or maybe a particular block, why you have used this block. So this is very useful for a developer, and also not only developer. What happens sometime maybe your program is getting checked by a teacher or maybe your friends. So if the program is little bit bigger in size, then they cannot read it like a human computer, right? Because he don't have any idea about the computer programming. But if or maybe he's having a little bit idea, then if he is checking your comment, he will get the idea, okay, you have used this section for this one or for maybe this purpose or that purpose. So it will be very clear to him if some comment it is written there. I'll show you the comments in more details in my programming. Okay, so this is the one single line command, and if you want to make multi-line command, you have to give one forward slash and one this asterisk sign. Then each line you have to your Bluej environment, or that definitely it will automatically make some comment. And if you want to increase the line, just make like this, and you can write this is a fake program, this is a multi-line comment. Okay, so we can use like this. So definitely we will try to use it in our real life programming, and I'm really excited to show you. Okay, so now let's talk about our next topic today, and the topic is the how to use the function argument. Yes, so basically when we are talking about collecting the data from user, we have first thing we have function argument, and secondly we have libraries, right? So we have libraries, and in these libraries now you will learn about buffer reader, and also you will learn about scanner class today. So these two library I will introduce today, also along with the function argument. So the first thing is the function argument. So now let's start the program. Public class chapter 5, and here I will write public static void maybe display. Okay, so here I am going to write a program where it will just display a student's name, roll number and class. That's all. So if I want to display all the things, definitely I have to collect it with from the user. So now I have not introduced about the library classes, so you will use the function argument. Now remember this point, this curly brace, this first bracket after the function name, it is known as the function argument. So whatever data type, whatever variable you want to pass through the functions, you can write it down, and it will be passed through the functions. It's just like a funnel, it's just like a fish. Okay, so just here just like a mouth. Here you write, maybe I'm writing string name, so I want to take a string from the user, and along with the name I will take the roll number. Also I'll tell the maybe string class. Okay, so I'm taking class from class, roll number and maybe in a name. So here we go. So then we will try to display the details here, like name. I'll have to give the backslash t. It is for a tab. It's for creating a tab. So I'll write your name, and similarly I'll try to copy the same line 3 times. Okay, and like name I'll put role, and also along with the role I'll put class, and here I'll replace them with the variable. Okay, So I have done here. Now, as I told you about the comment, here I will try to write a multi-line comment. This is okay. So this is a program to display students details using function parameter. Then you write the name, author of the programmer, and also you can put the date like 30th 8 2020. So this is a little descriptions about your programming. Now we will try to do here one more comment. Let's make the output here. Okay, so here is the input. We are not processing any data, so directly we are giving the input here, output here. Okay, so this is a single line comment and this is a multi-line comment. Let's compile the program. There is no error, and just hit the program and put the name like my name, and the roll number is maybe 5 and the class maybe 10. Okay, so if you hit, it will display, okay, your roll number is this one, your class is this one, your name is Paritosh Bag, your roll is 5 and class also 10. So it's a simple program where I have taken the parameterized input, also maybe Eric, Azad, roll number is 1 and class is also 10. So it is displaying the Eric Azad 1 and 10. So in this program, I have taken a parameterized input and I have mentioned their string name, roll number and the variable class. After this one, I am just displaying the name, roll number and class of this particular students. Okay. So now I'll talk about the input stream reader. Yes, the stream reader class. So before introducing this one, intro beer, sorry, I have already class with the intro beer. So intro input stream reader ISR. So here what I'll do, I'll just try to clean all the code. I'll write public class intro input stream reader. Okay, and here I'll write public static void main. Now I'll not use any parameter, but in this program I'll show you how to use the buffer reader and how to collect the data from user and how to work with it. Okay, so just before starting the buffer reader, I should tell you from where it is coming from. Actually, buffer reader is not a part of java.lang, the default package. It's not a part. So generally it is not included in your program. You have to manually include them. Okay, so you have to manually include or you have to manually import the particular library in your program. So when we are talking about importing, definitely you have to use the import keyword. There is a Java reserved keyword which is import, and after writing the import you have to write the package name. Okay, so here the package name is java.io, that means java.input output, and you put asterisk here, then you put terminator. That means I want all the classes which is inside, which is coming from this java io package. So when I am writing this program, if you go to the documentations part, where this one will automatically create this Bluej will automatically create documentations. Okay, just hold on. Wait. Okay, let me finish this one, then we'll come back to here. So here you can see this program. Now it is extending the java.lang. That means It's a by default, you know, the package is java.lang, but since input stream reader or the buffer reader is not a part of the java.lang, that's why we are manually importing the java.io package. So we have already imported the java.io package. Now it's the time to create the object. So I'll create input stream reader, maybe stream equal to new input stream reader. So this is a syntax for creating an object. Now I'll try to hit the system.in here. So now I have created input stream reader object. Now next thing, I have to create a buffer reader object. So buffer reader, so I have created a buffer reader object with a name maybe input equal to new buffer reader, right? And in this parameter we have to pass the input stream reader object, which is stream here. Okay, so now I am done. I have created successfully the buffer reader object. Now since it could create some kind of exception, like errors, so let me throw an IO exception here. Okay, so now you have definitely, if you are using buffer reader and if you are not using the try catch block for the exception handling, actually you have to use the throws keyword, throws IO exception, so that it will hit the exception. Not only IO exception, you can hit the direct exception also, it will work. But IO exception, it will be more specific in this matter, because I am going to do some tasks with the IO input and output here. So I am done. My platform is already done to get the input from the user by using the standard input stream. But here, before asking something to the user, one good practice is you have to always tell to your user what you want to get. Okay, so here we go. Here we will try to do the same programming. Okay, so here I will try to maybe enter seconds. So I'm just telling my user to enter the seconds. Okay, maybe let's do this very easily. Maybe enter your name. Okay, so maybe he will be entering the name. So when your user will enter something, definitely you have to store it. And when I'm talking about name, the first thing it's come into my mind is a string. So I'll write string name equal to. Now in buffer reader you have to know all the functions, how to get the different data types. So I will show you today. So if I'm talking about name, and now here you have to write input, that means the object of buffer reader dot readline. So readline is a function which is responsible for getting the input as a string. Okay, so now we have the string input. Okay, so I can easily display system.out.println. Okay, hey, and the name. Okay, so now if you close the program, if you try to hit it, now it is asking, hey, enter your name. So I'm writing my name. So it is telling, hey Paritosh. Okay, so now I have successfully collected a string from the user. Now not only collecting the string, we have to know how to collect the various thing, like how to collect the integer, how to collect the float, like this. Okay, so we'll try to do this. Okay, definitely. So now again I'll ask here, I'll write enter your roll number, and since the roll number it will be integer, I have taken an integer variable roll equal to. You have to get the input by using input.readline, and here, but this function, it will collect the thing using it will collect the thing just like a string. So you need something to convert the string to the integer. So you have the wrapper class integer, and where you have a function parseInt That means it will convert, it will perceive whatever it is, it will perceive the object or the string to the integer. Okay, so we'll just write like this: integer dot parseInt, in the bracket we will write input dot readline, so that your program will try to, first it will try to get the roll number in string format, then it will try to convert the roll number, the string format roll number to the integer format. Okay, also similarly I can copy and paste these two line because it's input, and I'll, instead of roll number, I'll tell enter your height. Okay, so height we will try to take in float variable. Okay, so in the float variable height, and instead of integer, what we will do, it will remain same, the parameterized part, but here it will be the float wrapper class, float dot farsi float. Yes, yes my dear. So if you want to take a double, you have to write double double dot farsi double. Okay, and if you want a long, you have to write long dot farsi long. So it's the system here. Here how it works. Okay, so now I have collected all the name, roll number and height, and I can easily display it. So I'll try to display it. So name backslash t and the name. Okay, I'll try to put the line. So 3 times name, role and height. Here the role and here is the height. Okay, so we have collected the name, role and height from the user. We have collected and we are trying to show it here. So if you hit enter the name Paritosh, hey Paritosh, enter your roll number maybe 1 and enter your height maybe 5.9. Okay, so now you can see my name is Paritosh and roll number is 1 and height is 5.9. All the thing it is showing. So it is now we are perfectly collecting all the name, that means all the integer, all the strings, all the float. So now you are able to collect the things from user by using the buffer reader class. Okay, so now let's close this. You can little bit beautify the program. You can beautify the program here by just using, when you are collecting the data from the user, we are not keeping any line gap in between, so we have to keep a line gap here, and after keeping a line gap, so it will give you some space, and using the space you can get it. Okay, so now let's type one more here. So you can see I have tried to beautify it here. Okay, so now if you enter the Paritosh, and it will not it will not keep it the Paritosh and enter your name together, but there is some gap. So now the thing, it is looking little bit beautiful. Also in the matter of roll number, also you can see how nicely roll number it is appearing just after the line, and the roll, the maybe the height 5.9. Now it is just displaying all of your data. Okay, so this is the way to create buffer reader and to collect the input from the user. Okay, now I want to show you how to use the scanner class to do the same. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll try to copy the same program and I will into a scanner. Okay, so here instead of IO, scanner is a part of Java util package, and we don't require to throw any kind of exception here. Okay, and how to create the you can see one more thing. As soon as I have changed the IO, it is telling cannot find the symbol of input stream reader. Yes, my dear, because it's not a part of util package. So since the mother package it is missing, it is unavailable right now. So what I'll do, I'll try to creating object of scanner class. So here I'll write scanner sc equal to new scanner, or maybe let's write input so that it will be similar. Okay, so new scanner, and in the parameter you have to write system.in. So here we go, that's it. In buffer reader we are writing 2 line, but here you have to write only 1 line. And unlike this, you have to write the next line to get the string, and here not like this. To get a roll number you have to only write input dot next int, so that it will read the next available integer from the input stream. Also here to get the float you have to write input dot next float. That's all. Okay, so the same program, only the changes are here. For the string we are writing in input dot next line, for number we are writing input dot next int, and for the float we are writing input dot next float. That's all, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so here is the thing we have to do. So one more time, let's revise the code. So first we are for in the matter of util, in the matter of scanner class, we are just writing this one, and instead of only this giving asterisk, you can write the scanner directly also. It is the same thing, nothing else. Okay, so if you are writing java.util.scanner, it will also work as the same. And then you have to create the object of the scanner, whatever name you want to give. You can, if it is input, you can give anything according to your wish. Okay, but you should follow the naming convention rule of Java. Then you ask your user to enter something, and you collect it by using the next line function for the string, the next integer function for the integer, the next float function for the float, or we have similarly like next double. Okay, and you have function like next long. So it will be collecting all the next possible long or the next possible double from the input stream of the user. Okay, so now let's close this, let's try to compile and try to run the same. So here I'm running the same. Hey Paritosh, enter your roll number 1 and ID is 5.9. Okay, so it is giving us the same output as buffer reader did. Okay, so now we'll try to check the next point. It is the testing and debugging. Yes, my dear, this is the one more important thing here in this chapter, testing and debugging. Testing means when you are just trying to evaluate your program, you want to test your program, how it is running, whether your program it is giving the desired result or not. Sometimes you may made some mistake in your logic, and your program is giving some unexpected result or giving some unexpected behavior, maybe running infinite loop. So in this case we have to test the program, and also the debugging comes here. The debugging comes, suppose we made some mistake, so the process where we are trying to find out or trying to rectify the problem, and we are just eliminating the problem, this process is known as the debugging. Okay, in your book very good example with the differential it is given the so what is the difference between testing and debugging, please read it carefully. And so the basic thing, so let's come to the conclusion. The testing and debugging. Testing means where you will try, you will just run your program, you will try to test it, and you will try that whether you are getting your desired result or not. And in the matter of debugging, here you will try to rectify the problem, and you will eliminate those problems. So this problem, so this provision or this part is known as the debugging. Okay, so now let's talk about the errors. Yes, in our programming there are kind of errors. So these errors, it is categorized into 3 part. The first one is the let me write it. The first one is the syntax error, where you made some grammatical mistake. Okay, maybe you forget to give a colon, you forget to give a terminator, or maybe if you forget to give a dot, maybe instead of system.out.println, or where the s comes capital, you have written s in small letter. So all this kind of grammatical mistake in programming is known as syntax error. So the only evidence is you cannot compile a program when you have a syntax error. Now the next part is runtime error. Yes. So what is the evidence here? That it's a runtime error. Your program will be compiled. It will run also, but when you will run the program, it will crash. Okay. Suppose, let me give you a scenario. Suppose you are trying to divide something with 0, which is not possible logically. That's why on the time a runtime error will be generated. Your program will crash and it will give you some error code. So this is known as runtime error. Okay. So lastly we have one more error. It is the logical error. So what is the logical error actually? Logical error means your program will get compiled, your program will run at runtime, but there will be no such error, no such crash, but your program will not give you the expected result. So what is your expectation? It will never fulfill your expectation. So that's why it is known as logical error. I'm going to show you the these three different error example. Okay, so let's see. So type error, so I have written a class. If I'm trying to compile it, it is telling curly braces expected, just because I have not followed the naming convention rule. So I have given a space. So this is a syntax error, correct? So if you close this only, then you can able to compile the program without any syntax error. Now you can see there is no syntax error. Or maybe I forgot to give this curly braces. Now also if you try to compile it, it will say one error it is found there. If you click on error, it will say okay, reached end of the file while parsing, and since it is a syntax error definitely. So now secondly I want to give you the runtime error, where I'll write main function, and here I'll write a divided by b, so division, and here I will take integer a and integer b. Okay, so if you close this program, you can see the program. Maybe I'm writing 10 divided by 2, so it will hit 5. Yes, so 10 divided by 2, it is 5. So I'm giving 120 divided by 2, it is giving 60. It's fantastic. But if I'm giving 120 divided by 0, now you can see my program is given error, java.lang.arithmetic exception. It is throwing an arithmetic exception, and it is telling what the error it is divided by 0. Yes, and if you go to the code the crash site, you can see the crash site it is telling. So you have an error, and you are what is the error? Divide by 0. You cannot divide anything with by 0, right? So this is an example of a runtime error. Now I'm going to show you what is the logical error. Maybe you want to do the divisions, but by mistake this kind of division sign you have written. Okay, so now if you are writing like this, 120 divided by 2, so it should give 60. Instead of 60 it is giving 0. So it is not giving a result, expected result. Okay, now maybe I have written here like this, maybe 50 divided by 10, So the result will come 5, but here also it is giving 0. So it is not giving my expected result. I want the division result, and I have given the division sign here. You can see a division sign and b, but it is not giving the result. So what is the mistake? I made some logical mistake. In Java, this is the reminder operator. This is the module operator, not the divisional operator. Division operator is this one, and where modulo operator is this one. Okay, so here I made the mistake, so that's why it is getting compiled, it is running also, there is no runtime error, but it is not giving the expected result. So this is known as what it is, this is known as logical error. Okay, so today you have learned about Ipo cycle, you have learned about Java command system, you have learned what is the use of function argument, how to use them, you have learned how to use buffer reader like import stream reader or buffer reader and scanner class to get input from the user using the standard method, and then you know the testing and debugging, and also the types of errors. So today we have finished the chapter 5. Okay, so hope you got the idea, and definitely I'm requesting to all of you to kindly finish the exercises of chapter 5. If you are having any kind of problem, please let me know, I'll try to solve it. Thank you so much. Bye bye.